It's a traditional Inuit dog sledding race. 17 teams through an unforgiving landscape. Inuit dogs, icons of Arctic resilience. Adventure and Inuit traditions all in one. This is the Nunavut Quest. The mushers and their support teams ride a roller coaster of high winds, cracking ice, and weirdly warm weather. On the trail, rivals test each other, and the dogs decide to totally ignore the mushers' commands.
So hard to cut.
It's been nearly a week since the Nunavut Quest left Pond Inlet, and the teams have polished their routine. Each musher has his own special concerns. The support teams never rest. Every evening, they have to be ready for the arrival of the dog teams. Every morning, they must have everything carefully packed for the long day of bouncy travel ahead. Each day, all support teams have to leave together. If a support team doesn't leave with the convoy, the musher is penalized. But sometimes it simply won't come together. People and dogs are not on the same page. The support teams are pulling away, but Jake still needs his helpers. The race inspector needs to see that Jake has all his required kit. And how many dogs will be pulling today?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A few years ago, Jake knew nothing about this. He grew up in Seattle. He worked in South America. Now, living in Clyde River, he has developed a passion for dog teaming.
It's changed our lives. The first thing I learned was how to hunt for seal and how to get seal and how to use a seal net. I learned how to make all my dog harnesses, so I learned how to sew. I made my first comatique this year. I made all the dog leads myself, so I learned how to splice rope and do that kind of stuff. I've also learned a lot about being safe on the land and how to camp in the Arctic, and learning how to pay more attention on the land to what the weather's like and how it's changing, and also to like ice conditions and things like that, so that I don't get in trouble. But then again, I'm always learning. Every time I go out, I learn something new.
For Sherry, the climate researcher, this year's Nunavut Quest offers a double payoff: dogs and science.
I'm interested to see some of the ice that we're traveling. Sea ice is a big part of my research. So seeing where the icebergs are, having a look at the different thicknesses in the ice along the way. Also, we'll be traveling with people who used to live in those areas between here and Pond. So I'm really interested in the stories that people have, the relationships that they have with old camps, and really just it's a special opportunity to listen to the elders and older people who will be along with us in what they experienced when they used to live in those areas.
There's a new generation of mushers breaking into the ranks this year. Joey Aquero was only 17 when he first raced in the Quest. The story goes that he was asleep on his sled when his team crossed the finish line on the final day. Last year, it was his father who raced the family team. Joannesi placed second, a tough act to follow. The youngster tries hard.
Dan akala ko nagpapain. Isumatawag dun nyo ang iyong kakawag dun nyo. Kahit wakan na yan.
There's a long way to go. Where you see the line over there, I'm about to unbraid them, not stop you. This is a very dangerous. I could lose my dogs if I don't do it properly. I will get 1 hour penalty if I lose my dogs. You have to take this off first, and you don't have to let go. Like this. Nice and tight. Like that. One more. And like that. And put the shoe, this rope, and then tie it. Don't try this at home. Karikan na kumatinak sila. Pinilo ta kayo udsang nakpagsiti. Akso ko mayon ni terok pagsiti. Takarang ni kum. So kama abungar ingat kata-kata. Sibo mong na ang mga isumatyo yung nakatakta mo. Amok kadyang ikarang mga amati. Daksilido ka kumar. Ano? Umanasugya ka kayang mga.
Tumaksidyo akat ng mata. Pilaktuak di channel ako sa may buong na. Itong nga Joey. Ilaw akat ako manang magkisiyan ito ba. Kung nakanya na po tayo mga ganit. 2003, 4 tama na kanagayang na kaya. Kung nakanya lang ito ang buwan.
As hard as the young mushers try, the veterans are not easy to catch. Peter Siakuluk was in the first race 11 years ago, and he's been back every year since. The only musher to never miss a single race. But he's never won. This year will be his last. He traveled 11 days to reach the start line in time. Blizzards and snowmobile breakdowns almost prevented him from competing in the race. Another experienced contender is Moses Uyukuru. He was mayor of Arctic Bay and one of the founders of the Quest back in 1999.
Innaruppalliagu anaqararsuksiarluaqimuksiujaarnum immaqa ernumailanganni kajaaqayaqartoqarneruni ilaajuqaqattalaarsuksiarma.
Moses' boys will no doubt one day race against these mushers. Many expect Denise Maliki to win the race.
Where are you from? Repast Bay.
Huh?
Repast Bay, no, yeah, Nunavut. What's your name? Denise Maliki. I've got 9 dogs. Is this your first time? My third? Oh.
For Denise, as for Joey, running a dog team is a family affair. Her father, Paul Maliki, won the quest last year. This year, he's one of the leaders who keep us on the right track.
Kuveso katigiu yaxlugitay minnatta ipiqsimainnaaro qattaqaaqangimmimmattaqim kuveso katigiu yaxlug qimuksilu yaxlug pileqiyamal qattaqmigatte uvagu qimmiittaa teeminna kuveso katigi taivinnaliisumalaqquuyingittunga ta angutini qimuksi qattaunirni isumaluayaanittu ta qimuksi qimmiqarmata tagbattua qimuksi qatiginertakka qimmiqarmata qimuksi qatiginerlu taguunertaarli tautarta annauniqa isumagiluangillu ayunginneqatta atuttuinnarluga qauyumagiqalu ilinniartilarsimumaana qanukkannireaqarnermi tagbuuna ittagbuuna tautuluayaanittungali angutiaa qimuksi qatteqqa teeminnauluayaanilla qauyumayaqattua tagbuuna qimmiillu qanuingimmattanga qaawissaqattauятtuиннерли qimuksuya ay aksorukkannеруннару тааққуйгути аксорутикканнитуиннарпаклу кувеасунгнинги маллитуиннарлуги таггуунали таутулуа исумалуаяанга
Denise, number 5, she picked up a dog driver yesterday who had lost his team, hooked his homitic on the back, pulled back, had him on her homitic for quite a while, and then stopped, flipped hers, went over, helped him hitch up his dogs.
We're now at the halfway mark. While some of the dogs are slowing down, one team is actually getting faster. Regilipiungittok was perhaps the least prepared musher. Now she's catching up in every way.
Kisutoy nangalak pilimag padliadlugo ayong nakunna padliasyungman. Teka nga taba kimuksidyo akatawrok sa mangin nama teka nga mitti matring mi outlang na ito nakita outlang ato padlianero na magsibaldlianero tidligo ilo na biso kaya tuwin na kayo naksa marok tunga nukakara ukaw tidligo taba isumarok ko yung ila nga isumarok tukuro garok tunga bisiyani kaya sige ako maka tarawak takat isumarok garok tunga iluwak to may ingotak kay ko isumagilaw majaka ningi ko haro akim takwa isumagikarak tak kasi lang may naman na upigiyaw kuruya katang nang lag ubangat to kubiya katang may ko ako daw sungulungaro takot yung kisakan nang napila kayo anyo gibut ima tamak ko ako tini.
No wind today, The sun beats down. You might mistake the support team convoy for a picnic. Late May weather in April? What happened to winter and spring? But the warm temperatures can be hard on the dogs and even on snowmobiles pulling heavy loads. The Quest is heading into the rugged fjordland of the Baffin Island east coast. In the past few summers, cruise ships have begun to ferry in rich tourists to see these landscapes. Daredevil base jumpers risk their lives from the top of the cliffs. We have no such plans. The snowy weather and cracking ice have put us behind schedule. We take in the scenery and keep on moving. Julie's dogs know they're getting closer to home. They perk up, even in the deep snow. Same with David's team. He's 45 minutes behind his friend on this short day. Jake is praying that his dogs won't get into a fight and spoil his race, now that things are going well. Reguli, now free of her doubts, is enjoying the ride as her team picks up the pace. In his last race, it's clear that Peter wants to make a mark. His dogs agree. Denise, who's picking up speed every day, has Peter in her sight, but time is short.
There's a long way.
Joey is another fast youngster, hanging on to the top group of racers, while Nico is now trying to stay ahead of his brother Lee, who's gaining time by the day. Moses is in the top 3 every day. It's clear he has ambitious plans. There is Pilaktuak, an island of vertical walls and a permanent ice cap on top. Pilaktuak means cut off with a knife in Inuktitut. What knife of nature cut that cliff? The waters are deep. It's a place to catch halibut, and icebergs drift right up to shore before they run aground. The fjord is called Nattisuyok, meaning where seals are found. It doesn't take long for Charlie Inuarak to prove the name right.
What is the best part that you are eating?
Seal liver, the best part. When it's warm, it's good. It's for your health. Keep you warm. That's why I don't wear hats.
Manit to kapti good.
Hindi mo nga puti si Mayo.
Naku. Kadicek. How to go to kadicek no?
At this time of the year in the Arctic, you notice each day being longer than the day before. It's brighter tonight than when we left Pond Inlet last week. The midnight sun is only 6 weeks away. When the Nunavut Quest is over and the teams return to their own communities, the dogs will run less. New puppies will be born, the mushers will exchange dogs, buy and sell, and plan their teams for next winter. But all that is still a few days away. Tonight, we will all sleep at the foot of the cliff that's cut off with a knife. And then there will be some tough days ahead. Now is a good time to let the peace of Pilaktuak sink in before the test of tomorrow.
There's probably lots of polar bears in this area because my dog looks tired. He can't go any faster than this.
In a hurry to reach Clyde River, the mushers make a decision that will be discussed. And while the stretch seems to, well, stretch forever, the crowd waiting at the final finish line makes sure there are no losers in this race.